Okay, good evening. Welcome to Frankfurt, dear listeners of Papa Mike Radio. We're with Heaven's Basement tonight. They just had a gig as support of Seether on the European tour. So, how are you guys doing tonight?
Very good. Cheers, man.
That's very nice. So, you've got the tour with Seether at the moment. Did anything like special happen that you're gonna remember for the future when you think back?
I thought the Batschkapp tonight. That's probably a pretty good moment.
I think the thing we'll never forget is going to play Portugal for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we did a run of Spain and Portugal. We've done like 1 or 2 gigs in Spain before, but we've never been to Portugal. And the first gig we ever did there, we got there 10 minutes before we were meant to go on, put all the gear on in front of everyone, and they were just a really cool crowd. Like, as soon as Chris started hitting his bass drum to get the sound right, they all just started clapping their hands and singing, all like just going mental straight away. So them 2 gigs we'll never forget. They were so loud and just so into music.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, you played a pretty insane show tonight. It was very energetic.
Thank you.
And it was really a lot of fun watching it. So
awesome.
Did you get to see anything of Germany here in your time here? Like visit a Weihnachtsmarkt or something?
We've just got to Germany today.
Yeah, this is the second day of the German leg of the tour. We've got a day off tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hamburg's the next show, so hopefully I think we're going straight to Hamburg.
I want to go see the Beatles statue at the Reef. I haven't seen that before. What's a Weihnachtsmarkt?
The Weihnachtsmarkt. That's the German Christmas market that we have.
All right.
So when you're in Hamburg or Frankfurt, just go visit the Weihnachtsmarkt, get some blue wine.
We'll do that tomorrow. That sounds good.
Definitely
Awesome.
good, yeah. So you've got your upcoming LP, Filthy Empire. You played quite a couple of songs from that album tonight.
Awesome.
Are you guys excited about it coming out? I mean, your first like real rock player.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really
It's
cool.
been like a long time coming.
Mm-hmm. And what was it like to be in the studio for a long time, opposed to
Well, we weren't.
being on the road?
We weren't. We did the album in it only took us 8 days to do the album.
8 days only.
Yeah, because we had to play Download Festival, so we had to come back to England and play that. So we only had like 8-9 days to actually track it.
The real departure from our normal routine was just changing the frame of mind to about recording an album as opposed to playing live. Like the process itself was really short, but it was like building up to that moment. Like when we signed our record deal and things like that, and we started getting in the headspace of writing and things like that. So that was a different, and it's really good that you enjoyed the show tonight because we've kind of shifted again now. Now we've got the album finished and there's a line under it in terms of recording. Now we can go out and play it and show it to everyone in a live environment. And that's where we feel most at home. That's where we love being every night.
Yeah, that's what you could really feel in the audience. That's what like is what you like and what's fun for you.
When you say like what will you remember from the Seether tour, for me it's us finding our groove as a live band again.
Uh-huh.
Like it feels like it's stepping up. Just like there's more of an air of confidence when we walk on that we know we're going to have a really good time.
Definitely a success.
So that's kind of like
From playing night after night.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just like practice for a gig's of practice all the time. And now we've done like 30 because we did the Hailstorm tour last month as well, and we played this venue actually. So it's good to see familiar faces coming back to the shows as well. They've seen us at those shows and
it's
come
been
back
pretty
to
good
the shows
feeling,
again. Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah, it's really cool seeing people sing things like Fire Fire as well. You see pockets of people in the crowd like knowing the words and stuff like that.
and some that don't know the words, but they're still singing.
Especially Fire Fire is already released, so people can listen. My personal favorite song is what was it? The name? Can't Let Go.
Very close to your heart.
So that was
Awesome.
Yeah, that was very nice. Also tonight, I would just like to talk a little bit about the process of songwriting. How do you go about writing your songs? It is like more like you're jamming together. You have a riff, and then you try to find some lyrics for it.
Yeah, we tend to start with the end and work backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So we start what is gonna feel good playing live, and we'll have a riff or like a groove. And be like, we get off on this, and that's the end result. Really, we want to make sure it's going to work live, and then we'll go over the ideas that we think will work, and then just sort of polish the edges and make sure they flow naturally as pieces of music. So it's normally always revolved around, can we play this live? Is this going to sound good as the 4 of us on the stage playing it?
Yeah. The 4 of you used to have a second guitarist. So how did that? Well, yeah. The original group. 2 guitarists on stage. So How much of a difference is that for you? Like, especially playing live?
There's more space in the van now.
Yeah, there's more space on stage as well, and
you can get in a taxi altogether.
Yeah, you have to get 2 taxis.
There's more freedom in the music as well. Like there's more room, and you know, it's like
there's more
freedom. It
freedom.
allows for more kind of dynamics, I think, rather than.
Yeah, it's nice because it makes the soft a bit softer, and then when we kind of all ramp up into a riff, it kind of for some reason feels heavier because there's only 3 of us sonically making the noise in riffs and heavy sections. So
as a guitarist, it's a world difference.
Yeah,
sorry,
I can imagine. Yeah,
because I had to go back and rework out how am I going to play all these parts. There's normally 2 guitarists playing.
I imagine
it still sounds heavy live, but still you don't want to lose the melody and stuff. So it was fun for me anyway to have to come up with a new way of playing stuff. But like Rob says, the dynamics is far greater because I don't have to worry about what another guitarist doing. I can set the level for the guitars, and then it's up to the rhythm section to do their thing. Yeah. So if I want to go quiet, I can go quiet without having to tell the other guy. You know what I mean? It's like there's just more freedom.
So you didn't have that much problems, especially during solo parts, that you don't have guitar supporting
we kind of built it up, but it sounds pretty fat enough, just Rob and Chris. Do you know what I mean? The basis of any great rock band is to have the drums and bass sounding like that, the thunder. Like that's all you need.
Yeah,
and then the guitar is
just a distortion pedal on the bass.
Well, I've got the distortion rig that's pretty much on all of the time. Yeah. That kind of fills out that space, and then I knock on a pedal when he's soloing a little bit just to kind of beef it up and stuff. Yeah, we took time in making sure the gear sounded right for that kind of stuff. Chris is a loud as fuck drummer anyway, so that wasn't a problem.
Yeah,
but we turn up to venues. We turn up to venues like today, and we're unloading the van, and we're taking 1 bass rig out, and then the guy sees the second one's like, "Are you sure you need 2?" Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do. Yeah,
but we don't really. It looks bad.
Well, it does look bad. The sound gives you right. I mean.
Yeah, but because we used to run Rob through a guitar amp as well.
Yeah.
Because when we didn't have another guitarist, we were like, fuck it, just use this amp.
Oh, and didn't blow.
It sounded cool, but the bigger stages we were doing,
I think
we blew it up, and then
this is the second tour. Only the second tour I've done with another bass rig. All of last year was a guitar rig.
But then we decided we wanted to, instead of him trying to be a guitar, it was like you take care of the bass end of the sound, and then I'll take care of the guitars. And so now we're pretty happy with our rigs.
I can remember when I was a little guy. Got the bass of a friend, put it in my guitar amp, and it just blew in a couple of seconds. It was done.
Luckily, it wasn't our amp that we blew up.
Yeah. Okay,
that's our old guitarist.
We got it fixed for him, and I'll never know.
Yeah.
Oh wait. These are being filmed.
The next thing is, you guys are still a pretty young band. I mean, you founded yourself in 2008, and you've been doing pretty much more or less, except for the 2 EPs, building a fan base, playing live. How does that work out for making a living?
Not great.
So
what? But it's good when you come to Germany. They give you all the food and stuff like that. So we eat like that. We get some drinks and stuff like that. So we don't make any money, but we're doing what we love. All of us kind of filtered through our local neighbourhoods because we're not from the same place to kind of find the people that wanted to do this for a living and just take a risk because. It's better to try, and then you'll always know if it never happens, you gave it the best shot you could. So, it's worth just trying to do it. We get to go all around Europe and stuff like that, and hopefully around the world at some point playing music.
Yeah, the way we survive is just keeping as busy as possible. Any time off is when you notice you need something to do. Do you know what I mean? So if we're gigging every night, then we know we're going to get hopefully a meal at the venue and. Sell enough merch to get to the next gig and just carry on like that, so it's all good.
Because it's definitely at a point where you have to go all in and you can't really work a second job. Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if any of us wanted to make money, we would have probably stayed in school and gone and got a proper job.
Yeah, that's never
it's not about it's not a question, it's like this is what we're going to do.
Each of us that had jobs between school and this probably earned 10 times the amount of money.
Yeah, because Rob and Aaron worked before they joined the band, and they were what we considered to be high class.
Yeah. We walked into the van and we were just like, the drinks are on us.
Yeah, exactly.
We brought down to our level.
Yeah.
Remember, first saw you done, you had loads of money.
Yeah, we're like, Rob, can you get us a beer?
Those are the days.
Yeah.
Welcome to the band.
Since you're a pretty young band, you grew up as I would call it, digital native in the music industry. How would you say the industry really changed through the whole digitalization internet, social media platforms, and also the sharing platforms. I mean, the positive and the negative sides.
That's kind of all we've ever known, really.
Yeah.
Because that's been our generation since since like kind of started about MySpace kind of stuff, didn't it? And then obviously Facebook, and then you get bands like Arctic Monkeys that cracked it purely based on all that digital sharing and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we've always known it.
I think it's a good thing because it means that you just have to be good.
Yep.
Everyone bitches and moans and go, oh, nobody sells records, oh, it's so hard. It's bullshit. The reason it is because now it's so easy to hear music that there's billions of bands, new bands every week. So you have to be really good to make people stick around with your band. So I think it's a good thing. It just raises the bar.
And you also have to tour a lot more, don't you?
Yeah,
especially like back in like 20, 30 years ago, if you had public success, you also had commercial success, because obviously you could only hear the music if you got the records, and now it's different. So
that's true.
Yeah, that's his pros.
Loads of bands toured a lot. The Beatles and stuff like that were the busiest men for 7 years. They had about 4 days off, and Zeppelin toured shitloads as well. So I mean, it's a good thing though, because like it'd be interesting to see, because all them kind of bands like Black Sabbath and stuff like that, the first time they came to America, people were scared to go see them because they thought they'd get turned into frogs and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you just saw a video on YouTube and it was alright and stuff like that, it would have been interesting to see, so...
It does ruin the mystique of bands,
yeah.
Because then you can see exactly how the band works, you can see inside and you can see all the rough edges, whereas back in the 60s maybe you could create more characters for bands, but...
And now you just go on YouTube and see the interview from the show.
Exactly. But whatever, I mean, I think it raises the standard, because then to get an audience you have to be fucking better than a lot more people.
So is there anything you would like to give a message to younger bands that are just starting up and are at the point where you were like 2 or 3 years ago?
Work hard and play everywhere, even when you think it's shit. Because the amount of people that come to and go, how did you get to tour with all these bands? It's like we just gigged really hard and just worked really hard, and we didn't stop for about 4 years, like 24/7. Even when it's like we lost half a band. I mean, it didn't stop. You just keep plugging away, and it's not going to happen in 3 months. It's not going to happen in 6 months. When the time is right, if you put the groundwork in. Like, we're still seeing it to this day. Like, even though like we've got a slightly new lineup and we're touring now, even when we come to certain countries, things we've done 4 years ago are now paying off, because people go, I saw those guys, I met them like 4 years ago, they're really cool, like, give them a chance. And it's like, and don't be dickheads.
Plus your acoustic show at the Downhill Festival.
Yeah.
That is, well, at least on the internet, it's pretty revered. You like really rock the place.
We acoustically rock the place. Yeah,
So.
but it's like, just be good every time you play, and play as much as you can play.
It was interesting, that download show, because it was the first mark where obviously we've been kind of stripped bare, and I think actually looking back at the videos that are now on the internet, it definitely improved us as a band, because I look back at it now and I go, that's a horrible sound coming from inside me. But like it teaches you one good thing obviously about the social network and stuff is that you can look back and improve yourself by learning from the mistakes that you made.
Yeah, you can't kid yourself that you did a fucking great gig because you just go on YouTube and go, actually that sucks.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of feedback from your fans, or?
Yeah, we do.
That's the best thing about it, because you can actually hear what people think.
Yeah.
Because they don't know you're reading it, so they're honest.
It's definitely maybe it goes far as to say it can benefit you by making you able to become a better band quicker if you look back at your videos and you can see a gradual progression, which is only a good thing. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm pretty much through it now. Very nice if you could all just give a greeting to the people of Radio Papa Mike and our listeners.
Radio Papa
Are you
Mike.
Papa Mike?
He's Papa Mike, actually. Behind the scenes.
So what's your
But my English is very bad.
Mama Mike?
Better than our German.
That's the reason he takes an interview. So,
Cool. Hello to all the listeners of Radio Papa Mike. We are Heaven's Basement, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.